Welcome to the Ugly Truth. My headphones are out, but it doesn't matter. As long as I can see everything,
She just wanted you all to know.
Anyway, hello, Ugg.
Hello.
I'm so tired all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on.
I've been yawning all day.
So a couple of things. It was like a month ago, and we were hanging out with some friends, and we were having this discussion about divas. Okay. So I'm pretty confident I know who you would say is a diva.
Like, are we talking celebrities?
Just
or people?
when you hear diva, who do you think of?
Mariah Carey.
Exactly. Mariah Carey is probably number one in my, and then Whitney.
She was.
Cher.
It was hard for me with Whitney
Barbara.
because she was such a crackhead at the end. It's like, how can you be a diva and a crackhead at the same time?
Right. But she
don't go.
is.
But she
Aretha, Patti LaBelle. We don't have to like her, but she's a diva.
No, I'm like
saying
yes. At the
yeah,
divaness because some of the divaness,
Barbra
in
Streisand.
some of them, is like
Definitely
is a little much for me.
Right. So anyway,
Mariah's a little much for me with that.
I don't mind it because she's got the receipts to back it up. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
So we were having this debate about divas, and Greg and I were saying, well, is it only singers, or can you include like J-Lo? Is J-Lo a diva?
Oh, yes.
Because she doesn't have the voice, but
but she does.
She has all the other stuff.
She has the talent and the money.
That's what I thought. And so we had this debate, and then we were really getting nitty gritty. Like, well, I think Christina Aguilera is a diva.
She is. She absolutely is.
Yeah, me too. I agree. And I'm like, well, what about Ariana Grande?
Yes.
Now, I think she's a baby diva.
She's a baby diva.
She's young.
It's because she's so young.
Yeah. When she gets a little older, she will be. Adele?
I don't get it as much with her, but she probably is.
She is a diva behavior woman. She has.
Is she?
She shut down her Vegas residency.
But why?
Because she had to repair her marriage. She's like, I have to. They weren't even married, actually. It was her boyfriend.
Like,
she's like, I can't do this. I have to deal with my boyfriend.
Oh,
so
God.
she literally canceled her residency.
Is there any guy divas? Tom Brady?
No.
He kind of is.
No, I can't think of any really guy divas. That
Neil
I can think of.
Diamond?
He's not a diva.
Barry Manilow?
No, he's so nice.
I know, huh?
So I think it's a woman thing. So anyway, we were talking, and Greg and I were like, what about Kelly Clarkson? And I go, well, I don't know if she's a diva, but she's definitely amazing and talented.
She's amazing. I don't think she's a diva.
Well, she doesn't have the diva behavior.
No, she really doesn't. She's
like Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's a legend.
Yeah.
She's beyond diva.
You know what? Kelly Clarkson, because she has normal insecurities like the rest of us, she's not like that naturally. Right.
So Greg and I were like, I don't know, maybe Kelly Clarkson could be a diva. And Daryl lost his ever-loving mind.
Why?
He had enough. He's like, okay. He's like, that is not a diva. And we're like, excuse me? He goes, no. He was outraged. And Daryl, and he's like popping off. And I'm like, what are you doing? I was so shocked.
He was probably building up inside of him.
Shocked by his behavior. He's like, I can't take it anymore. Kelly Clarkson. God, we were both stunned silent. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, look, I'm sorry, but J-Lo is not a diva. And I go, why? He goes, because she can't sing. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I don't think singing is the thing.
That's what I said.
Personally.
Daryl, he has not let this go, Stephanie.
Oh, God. Are you serious?
Yesterday, I said, oh, it's so funny. I was listening to that 20-minute podcast that I love, and they talked about divas. 90s, just the 90s.
Okay.
Because it's so huge. Like, there's so many women that you could categorize in that. And so he goes, I asked Alexa the other day what a diva was. And you know what it said? I was like, what? He goes, a singer, female.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, okay. I can see that this is something that you will not let go for the rest of your goddamn life. I had no idea.
Excuse me.
He was so like pressed about the fact that we were categorizing
this is coming to
others.
resolution.
He's like, it isn't J-Lo. It isn't Kelly Clarkson. It is people like Cher, Whitney, Mariah, Celine. Those are the divas. And I'm like, okay.
I mean,
Donna Summer.
Valid, they are divas, but that doesn't mean other people cannot also be.
You could have been sitting with us, Stephanie.
I really think that J-Lo is a diva. I would have to disagree with him on that one.
I completely agree with you.
The way she acts. Oh my God.
Yes, and that's the thing. It's like, well, then you have to have a different categorization. It can be just anyone can be a diva. And I'm like, well, if that's the case, I'm a diva too.
I think Jeffree Star's a diva.
That's a good one.
And he's not anything.
You are right. That is a good one.
But he is.
He is a diva. Oh, he can sing though. He does have an album.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know.
Yeah, he was very popular back in the day. Okay. MySpace day. He was MySpace famous.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, whatever the case may be, he acts that. You know what I mean? He acts like one.
It was so hilarious. And it also was so shocking how divisive it is. Like, if you ask anybody, they're just like, oh, well, everybody immediately says Mariah, Whitney, and Celine. Those are the top three. And then you start to kind of dice it up into little groups.
But is Celine still, now that she has stiff person syndrome?
I think that she's earned the right to stay a diva, regardless of her current
I would be,
situation.
I would be most angry about is that why does the disease I have to have be called stiff person syndrome?
Right?
Like,
why?
really?
Can we have some other word?
Especially because she's so thin.
I know.
She already looks kind of stiff.
I feel like she's never been a healthy person since birth.
Right.
And then she chose poorly too. Her husband is just... never healthy.
Well,
I hope her son...
he's dead, so...
I know, but even when they were together, he was not well.
Well, he was so much older than her.
I know.
I mean,
nobody
wants to 30 years?
Nobody wants to talk about it.
Well, because their PR was so good at convincing all of us that it was real love.
Yes.
That we've all forgotten she was 13 when he was grooming her.
God, it's so true.
But,
and yeah, it's... Well, you're correct there. Anyway, so it was just hilarious when you think about, is Britney a diva? I don't think so.
Oh, God, no.
No. Not at all.
She's way too humble. She's been through so much
She's
shit.
Such a broken person. I
she
swear
really
to God.
is.
She's been doing the videos again recently. One time a few weeks ago, she opened up the comments like a fool. I'm like, why does she do this? Why does she open up comments on her Instagram? She usually has them off.
Yeah, she does.
Because she's no dummy.
Yeah.
And then she did it, and she's like, everyone be nice. And it's like, come on. And half of them are like, this isn't Britney. You're unwell. The conservatorship was a good idea. And I'm like, you guys need to shut up. Do you not want this woman to have... Like, give this poor woman a break.
I mean, yes, I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't have opened the comments.
Back in the 20s, this woman would have been in an institution for the rest of her life.
Oh, my God.
They would have completely destroyed
hidden
her.
away, and we would have never heard about her again.
They would have been like, we don't know. Brittany who? Oh, yeah, I don't remember her.
My fear for her, and I really hope this isn't true, is that she doesn't spend all of her money. You know what I mean? I really hope that doesn't happen to her.
I worry about that as well.
That's really the only thing I worry about. She doesn't ever have to perform again as far as I'm concerned.
I kind of wonder if she has more money than we know.
I hope so. Yeah. I really, really hope so.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money she made on that book, but I think she made a crap ton of money on that book.
I'm sure she did. I mean, I think she has plenty of money with royalties and all that other shit too, even if she never were to perform again.
She should be a billionaire.
She should be.
She's not, but
she's not. But $50 million is supposedly her estimation of her net worth, which is a fucking ton of money.
Isn't that amazing?
It's so much money. I was looking on something on social media this morning. Do you know who Sandra Lee is?
The blonde?
Yes, from the Food Network, right?
I love her.
She hasn't had a TV show or anything significant in 20 years.
Long time.
But she made a TikTok of herself this morning at her beachfront Malibu home.
Oh.
And which looks at Catalina Island.
Okay.
And she's like, oh, when I bought this house, I called it, I named it Avalon, and she's showing us, and I'm just like, this bitch hasn't done anything in entertainment for so long, look how much money she has.
So many cookbooks,
right?
The shows, all the things, and people still love her.
I love her.
I did too.
That's why I follow her.
I agree.
I
like her too.
I love her story. I love what happened to her with Andrew Cuomo. I love all of it.
I know.
But at the same time, I'm thinking, why am I worried about Britney? Britney did a tour 8 years ago. I mean, it hasn't even been that long.
No, it hasn't.
And Sandy hasn't done anything in a really long time, and she's
doing
living fine. Yeah.
Not that this has anything to do with it. There's just a couple things I wanted to talk to you about because it was on the top of my mind. You might have seen it on TikTok or other social medias where there is someone, and I don't know where it is. I'm sure it's in California or the East or West Coast beach area.
Okay.
And it's somebody who does caricatures. You know those people where you sit down and they highlight your worst feature and you pay for it?
I've never done it. Mm-hmm.
I would never do it, Stephanie.
I've never done it.
They did these three sisters.
Absolutely not.
These three sisters, they paid like $50 a piece to sit down next to each other.
So now, hideous.
Were they the most attractive women I've ever seen? No. Were they rail thin? Absolutely not. But and they sat down, and did they need dental work? Perhaps.
Did he draw them realistically?
Oh, yes. He overemphasized things. If I had seen that, I would have started crying.
I could
And you know what I would have done? I would have been like, I'm going to the doctor immediately and I'm fixing all of this.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't do it,
I wouldn't do it. Yeah. There is no way.
The self-esteem
I
for
don't
this.
either. I don't. I've never.
How do people do it?
I mean, who was it that we went with to?
They even make children ugly.
It wasn't even you. I thought it was you. But when I was in my, teens, 18, 19, I did the thing where you dress up like Western girls and you take out the black and white.
Yes, I did that.
I hated every minute of it. I hated it.
I did that too.
I'm like, I don't even know why I did it.
It was a trend for a time to do it. You know, you get
and
the
you know when I look at the
sepia.
picture, and the funny thing is I was so young and thin that I don't know why I hated it, but in my mind I looked so
because
ugly.
we feel awkward.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Speaking of, we did family photos.
Oh, that's right.
With the whole
Yes.
generational, so there's like 15 of us.
Oh, good Lord.
It's not really an awkward moment, and I'm hoping it turns out. I haven't seen the photos yet, by the way.
Who took the pictures?
We hired a photographer.
Oh.
We went to a studio.
Wonderful. That's why you were putting on Spanx.
Oh, yes.
I thought you were going to do
yes.
it here at the house,
No.
like with your stuff.
No. So we go to this little studio in downtown Roseville, really cute. She was amazing. The photographer was amazing. But when we were planning this, we decided shades of blue. Everybody will wear a shade of blue. And then the studio is white, a little industrial, kind of moody. The furniture was like a beige color. So it was a really cool, beautiful look. And we were looking for that Vanity Fair cover. Annalie. Okay. So we tried to pull this together in like 3 weeks. You really need more time than that because of the ability to purchase clothes.
Oh, that's true.
Because we were trying to do something a little more elevated. So like suits and really nice dresses. I was looking for a long maxi, even semi-formal is what we were really looking for. And in 3 weeks, it's just not possible. Yeah. It's really, really hard. And even if you had all the money in the world, if you're doing the Pretty Woman, you're like, I have all this money, take my money. There's nothing.
No.
So I tirelessly went everywhere. So I had ordered a navy blue dress that was a semi-formal that I really, really loved. It was satin. It was like a midi dress. So it came down like mid-calf. It was really beautiful. And it showed me that it was back ordered and it wasn't going to get here on time.
Aww.
So I found that. So I ordered the same dress in a different blue. It was like a slate, almost like a denim blue.
Love it.
But it's satin, everything.
I love anything blue.
I'll show it to you after the show.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we show up at the studio. Every single person's in navy blue but me. Everybody picked navy blue.
Oh my God.
Everybody was in navy blue.
Oh,
but
there was no communication about what shade of blue we're wearing. Well, you should have.
I knew that my girls were wearing navy. One of my girls was supposed to be wearing like a sky blue, but she changed her mind at the very last second and bought another dress and it was navy.
Damn it.
Which is fine.
No, it is.
But
navy blue looks amazing on everybody.
It looks amazing on me, actually. Yeah. But I couldn't get one. I spent hours looking for a navy blue dress. The day before, I spent
everything
hours.
Was smart.
I went to every single freaking store. And first of all, I don't know when the last time you went shopping for clothes in an actual store.
Never.
Years. It is abysmal. Like the only way to buy anything nice is online. You will not find, at least where we live.
Did you go to Nordstrom's and Macy's and all the...
I went everywhere. I went to every mall. I went to every boutique.
I almost would have gone to the city.
Everywhere.
I would have been tempted.
I didn't have time.
Yeah.
And the one store that I went to that actually sells the dress that I actually ended up buying and having to pay a ridiculous shit ton of money to have it overnighted in the wrong color that I did not want.
I would have hated myself if I showed up.
When I showed up, and by the way, I mean, I did look great.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
But I was the only one not in navy blue.
Stuck out like a sore thumb.
I can't wait to see the photo, Stephanie. I told somebody, and I said, yeah, I'm the only one not in navy blue. And
they'll be like, was this your special day, Jamie?
And he goes, did you do that on purpose? And I'm like, no.
How could you have known?
I would never do this on purpose. I'm mortified. And what choice do I have at this point? I'm here. We're all in looking fancy. It's over.
What can I do?
Nothing. I just have to pretend
Put on a jacket or a shawl?
I was absolutely so uncomfortable.
You poor thing.
So uncomfortable.
That sucks.
Everything was great. Everybody looked amazing. My hair, thank God, my hair turned out. My makeup turned out. Everything was great.
Well, did you and Daryl take a couple photo?
We did.
That one would be amazing.
So here's the thing, though. And I told Daryl last night, I go, it's going to be stupid. I hate it. I just want you to know right now it's going to be stupid. And he goes, what do you mean? I go, well, she had us sitting on the couch. She had our knees touching. So we're turned into each other and then leaning in. And we were holding our hands. We're holding hands.
Okay.
And she's like, okay, lean in. So you know, and I know that you and I aren't very good at posing with our face.
I'm really not.
So I'm doing, she goes, you really need to put your chin up. And I'm like, well, thank you for telling me because I don't want to look like a thumb.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I pull my chin up. She goes, okay, much better. Now turn your head. I felt so weird. And I've got 15 people staring at me, by the way.
I would be like, get out.
There's nowhere to go.
Oh.
It's a little portrait studio. So I do it and I'm like, I turn up like, this is going to look so fucking dumb. I can already
Let's hope
tell.
this woman is amazing.
She is amazing. I've seen her
and that
work.
she can pull it off.
She does amazing work.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful
Did that shutter thing go like 6,000 times?
Well, it's digital, so you can't hear her do it. But I think she's one of those.
I mean, you got to.
I really hope so. But I think it's going to take her a long time to get the link so we can actually buy stuff. But anyway, so I just said, here's the thing. I don't do this.
Yeah.
I know that there are families nowadays. It's very trendy. They go out and they pay for mini photo shoots every year. And I think that's amazing. I never did that. It wasn't really a thing when our kids were little.
Right.
It really wasn't. And so
it was a thing when we were little.
Yeah, it was.
And Mom did it.
And then it stopped.
We have Olin Mills photos.
It started up again. These
me in a pink vest.
Independent photographers suddenly started showing up when my girls were in like junior, senior in high school. And now you can pay $50. They'll do it in the middle of a field somewhere, make it look all natural.
My ex-husband does this with his family,
exactly.
My daughter.
Right. And so I was like, so I did that with my daughters. They both had that amazing senior photo shoot. It was amazing.
God, I love that picture of Millie. It's my favorite.
And now families are doing it. They're going to the fields of Roseville or the rail yard or wherever they're going. And they do the matching sweaters and whatever.
Yeah, it's cute.
I can't. I'm just not that person.
Well, I mean,
I don't do it.
This was your first experiment.
Right. And so we do it. And I'm like, I honestly think that it turned out fine. I'm just,
until you see the pictures.
I'm just uncomfortable with posing and being in front of a camera. And then I'm going to have to be forced to look at them.
Well, of course, your husband's going to look amazing because he is just a naturally kind of a smiley. I don't know.
Tyler was in a sports coat.
Oh my God.
He was wearing, he looks so dapper.
I can't wait.
He looks so good.
I'm so excited. And the girls are always beautiful, no matter what.
They're gonna look amazing.
Yeah.
I just hope I don't have this weird look all the time.
Were they able to bring significant others?
We did. Well, Connor couldn't. He was training, but Mackenzie brought her fiance, and so he did some photos with us as well.
Okay.
So we did the full photo, and then we broke it down. So we did our family. We did Daryl.
So there's like Daryl and his mom and Brad.
Yes,
and
we did all the combos.
Okay, cool.
Unfortunately, Declan lost tolerance and melted down.
Not a thing for it. Yeah,
he's 2.
Yeah.
Barely 2, by the way.
Hopefully you guys did them first.
We did.
Yeah.
And she was so good. She's like, hey, since you guys are early, because we were a little early, she's like, let's do the boys. Let's get them, whatever.
Why they're happy.
And so they did it. And they were happy. And it was wonderful. And
so
Natalie
glad.
got some photos with her kids. And it was really cute. And then it was time for the group photo. They're like, no. Immediately, no. We're not doing it.
So what'd you do with them? Did they just run around?
No, they sat and she's like, okay, everyone.
Were they like,
no. Well, Steve was great. Declan, the baby, was struggling.
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, everybody, don't worry about the baby. Everybody just stand, focus, smile, enjoy your time here. I will worry about the baby. And so we did. And she got him.
Oh my God.
She got it. And so we're like, oh my God. Because mostly he's like turning and,
oh God.
doing the squiggle and trying to get out.
Arch back.
Yes. He was just out of his mind.
Oh my God.
But I'm like, see, this is why you don't take kids to church.
No.
An hour is way too long.
Way.
Yes. So it was great. And I know we recapped a little bit this last week, but whatever. It was good.
Well, you guys did. Oh, sorry. My bad. Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't care.
Well, I hadn't heard anything about this.
Yes.
So I love it.
Anyway, it was adorable. And I can't wait to see the pictures and I'm going to hate it. But it's fine.
You don't know that you're going to hate it. You might be pleasantly surprised.
I just wish that I was in navy blue like everybody else.
I can understand. I mean, shit, I would die.
I'm just like, can you color my dress blue? Like, can you make it navy?
Or I wonder if you give us a couple black and white shots, that might help. But you're still going to look much lighter than everybody else. I will say
the only thing that might save me is that Daryl wore a shirt under his suit that looked like the color of my dress. So it might work.
Yeah, it might pull it all together.
Work.
Okay.
I don't know, man.
Don't fret. It'll be fine.
Okay.
You're going to love it. You're going to be so happy you did it.
Oh, no. I know I will be.
For your kids.
At this point, I have just decided that if I hate the way I look in it, I just have to ignore it
Yeah.
and just look at everything else and think, oh, that's nice.
Can't she Photoshop it and make it navy?
That's what I
Fuck.
said.
I mean, these days they can do anything.
Can't you just do anything?
Right?
And then finally, before we leave, I saw, and I thought of you immediately. I don't know why. It was a little blurb in People magazine, and it said a Filipino woman gave 43 coworkers food poisoning at a potluck at work.
Because that would happen. But I don't eat that shit,
It
wouldn't
was
happen to me.
some kind of like pork dish.
Me and Veronica would be the only ones not throwing up.
Right. And so
She'd be like, told you, girl.
it was so significant that it made the news because the whole company, that division had to like.
no one could work.
Right.
And it's like McDonald's 2.0.
Oh my God.
That McDonald's thing is no
onions,
fuck. I can't
dude.
even. Jeff won't even ask me for anything right now. We're like, no,
don't even
not
do
doing it.
But it's like, I'm like, can you imagine
to
being,
flush
first of
out.
all, that poor woman?
Oh my God. Well, what in the hell though?
And did she get sick? It doesn't say if
Well,
she got sick.
You know what's funny is like you probably don't
did
eat
it.
your own dish. You probably don't. You bring it and you're like, I want to eat everybody else's stuff. I'm going to eat the same thing I always
this
eat.
is exactly
So
why
she's the only one not sick.
Stephanie, honestly, why do people just go to the grocery store, buy a salad?
I don't know, but
Buy bagged salad and a dressing.
you know
and
what?
call it a
I
day.
wonder if it was Taylor Farms. They're the ones that are made the salmonella onions, and they are you'll see their bagged salads at like the store.
I don't know, but she just made some home
It's
dish.
not. I'm sure she did something. You know what I mean?
And it was pork, and my guess is the pork was either undercooked,
Undercooked.
or
She
bad
left it
or
out.
something.
I don't even
and
want to know.
First of all, there is no way in this. I would never eat anything homemade.
Yeah.
Like ever, never, unless I like knew them. Like if I knew you, and I knew, you know what I mean.
I would eat Veronica's mom's chili. It's
But
not
I would
chili,
not-
but it's like hot sauce. Yeah.
Like I just remember the old days when I would go to these potlucks and people would bring like their crock pot with chili or some weird meat thing that they made. They're like, oh, my family loves
Yeah.
this. I'm like, oh, I'm sure they do because they have no choice, that or starve.
Yeah.
I'm not eating it. I'll just have bread.
The only time we had a potluck, we did nachos. So the chips were in the
Okay.
bag unopened.
Okay, I
And
can-
right,
I
we
can
opened
do
them and put them in a
that.
bowl, and then we opened the nacho cheese, which
Yep.
is like
You get
it's
that at
not, It's not
Costco.
even real food anyway.
Nope.
It's
just
literally
heat it up and
yeah.
call it
We
a
opened
day.
it right then, and we poured it in
Just
the crock
no
pot.
meat.
Yeah.
I couldn't do the
No,
meat.
we didn't do meat.
Yeah, it
no,
would be vegetables.
It was a veggie because we
That's
had like
good.
jarred jalapenos
Perfect.
and everybody ate. Nobody
See,
got sick.
processed food is the way to go in a
And it
potluck
was great.
at work.
Yeah, I mean, and who doesn't love processed cheese and freaking jalapenos
It's
on
delicious.
chips?
It's delicious.
It was like the best.
Eat that at a football game.
For real.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's it. But we'll be back
Yeah.
next week with more shows.
Refreshed with new stuff to talk about.
Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
There's a lot of things to go over.
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, everyone. Bye.